Hey, it's Michaela, and welcome to So Funny It Hurts, where we interview your favorite funny people and explore the trauma that made them that way. Now, this is a very, very special episode. It is our holiday edition. There is nothing more traumatic or funnier than my own family. So I thought, why not have my family join us this episode? My beautiful mama, you know her and love her, one of the crown jewels here in Las Vegas, Nevada, Skye Miles, and the love of my life, my uncle, also one of the most extraordinary entertainers here in Vegas, Jassen Allen. Hi, guys.
Finally make it.
How did I listen? Listen.
I called her on the first show. I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah, I like the fact that she goes, the trauma. Like, we
I
have
know.
to bring trauma.
Who is the trauma?
We're bringing trauma to how bring back trauma.
Listen, this is going to be a real holiday conversation.
This is gonna be for real.
Because there's no Christmas dinners that are like, we had a beautiful,
There's always a fight in between the
Christmas.
There is no.
I want that leg.
Yeah.
I want it. Give it to me.
That leg.
It's never. Yeah, holidays.
But we have a good time. Listen, we always have a good time. For people that don't understand
The dynamic.
the dynamic,
family.
What's happening going on here?
we all met almost 10 years ago, if you can believe it. It will literally be almost 10 years ago.
I cannot believe it.
At all.
I remember seeing you.
And you and I auditioned.
Yes.
We both got hired for
not
Rose Rabbit
popular.
Lie at
No
the
one liked you.
Cosmopolitan.
No one liked you.
Nobody liked me.
No one did.
No one wanted me here. And I was
I
like,
did.
I'm back.
You didn't know who she was.
And that's how we met.
Yes.
And then
You got the job.
I got the job, and so did you.
Well, he got fired though.
You got. You kept it. You kept the job.
I kept that job.
He got fired when we were going to a comedy show.
Seeing Shama. Not that I remember anything about it. It was a holidays too. Speaking of which.
It's so funny it hurts.
It was. It
wow.
did. It was like
I was like, we had been talking about. Remember how many times we get emails every day? We're like, oh, another email from them. Another
Oh
email
my
from them.
God, a million.
And so then I was like, oh, Skye, we got another email. She goes, we did. I don't see one. I said,
oh,
you wouldn't. It's like,
just let go in the middle.
I was too much like her, they said.
Yeah, we were basically like two CeeLo.
They really did
We were
say
like CeeLo. They were trying to make him into CeeLo or something.
Yeah, they wanted
Like
me to
a
be like
black
an Elton John
Elton John,
CeeLo because of
yeah.
what's his name was like.
But he would have had to borrow my outfit.
Which would have made me more like you.
There's only one Skye Miles.
And so I was like, so since other than the fact that I'm 6'2" with a penis, and we're
Can
exactly
we say
alike.
penis on here?
You can say anything you want on here.
Penis
Oh.
is clean. That's
okay.
Autonomy.
You never know now.
You never know. And then I met Skye at the audition that I ended up getting the show for. And then if you've
I actually
known...
met you before that. You were singing and hopping on tables over down there at the Link.
Oh,
You had a little gig there, and I said, "Are you?"
Yeah, I did. But I
And I
don't
think I
remember
told you
meeting
to
you
come-
at the Link.
Maybe I heard about you, and I came to see you. Maybe.
And that's a very you thing to do.
Yeah, that is. I will.
Because this girl on American Idol. And then you're like, not a threat. Bye.
Right. Basically.
Listen to me. I came into that dressing room and I had just turned 27. I had not been singing in so long. And I came in with these heels. And she looked at them and was so disgusted by how they looked. She threw them
I threw them away.
away.
It was embarrassing.
She
You know how when the
Was it the open
the
toe
bottom
with the clean?
no the bottom was off the heel, so you could hear her when she
When she approaching like a chihuahua on a hardwood floor.
I was supposed to be the chanteuse. You could hear me a mile away.
pretty girl, this talented girl, this gorgeous hair, and then her shoes look like she just got through walking the strip.
You needed something.
Yeah, I
You
threw
need a
those
mama.
things away.
I needed a mama. And this is how we came about. Now, if you've been following long enough, you know we truly are mother and daughter. Like if
Really?
you've known us long enough, but we
I only
met-
deny her when there's like cute guys around.
There was a lot of
And
denial
when she
for a
does
minute.
deny me,
I don't deny it. Like,
Well, you did. Back in the day when she started calling you mama, you was
Well, I didn't like that
I don't
at
want
all.
no young. I
Oh,
don't know
she
why this
didn't
girl's... No, remember?
She didn't like it at all.
And you were like, I don't care.
She didn't like
Yeah.
it at all.
I didn't like it.
She didn't even like me yet. And then she realized
well, I did like you because I helped you during your audition.
you did. Oh my God, you are the reason I
I
got
did
that
like
gig.
her, but
I
then she
did.
started putting 4 flowers in her hair. And that was my little thing at the time.
The garden.
And I said, if this girl puts one more flower in
Like,
her
if I
hair,
put 2 in, she's gonna put
and
3.
she must have
And if
heard
she
my
put 3 in, I put
brain
2.
because she started taking.
It was the face.
Like Jedi mind trick is like.
You know Skye's face so well. She was like this. She was looking at me through the mirror into the
And
mirror.
I was really thinking it, and I just started just like, okay.
And then I was like, oh, all right.
She was finding her way. She was finding her way.
Cute.
I was,
so
but I got so
good.
lucky with you. And you literally, during that gig, within the first month, we're very transparent. I don't have a relationship with my biological mother. Right. And truly, the best thing that ever happened to me was getting you. And we're mother and daughter, truly. We've been
just
through.
wasn't dealing with getting, I didn't have my own children. I've always been kind of a mama-like because I think I just get that
I
from
know,
my
because
mom.
they all try to call you mama in the city.
She does not like it. She does not like it at all.
Once you accepted her mama, that was it. There was no other.
Yeah,
that was it.
But that was my
no other
mom
children.
that, because I remember driving
My mother.
home.
Yes.
When I was driving home one night, I was telling my mom, like, this girl, because you asked me, because you then came, you asked me if could you call me mom? I don't remember what my answer was. I'm sure it was no. And
I mean, probably the same thing.
and she's like, well, does she seem sincere? I'm like, yeah, she seems sincere, And then it was like, God just spoke to me. He's like, because I think I was struggling with even staying at that job at that time too. And it was like, she's your assignment, you're there, the assignment dragged on 10 more years. But the point
and
is,
we'll continue to for another.
Forever.
But it was really I talked to my mom, and then God talked to me you're there for her,
Yeah.
Starting with
listen,
those shoes.
We've been there for each other. Just when she was being so sweet.
So close. I
We
mean,
were so close,
It's always
Uncle
some sugar
Jason.
and a punch with that one.
We were so close. Well, you guys are best friends, which
Right.
is
Yeah,
how
she's like
I
my
really
brother,
then
yeah.
did get to get you as my
Again,
Uncle
because
Jason.
Skye is never just subtle with her love. It comes, like I said, a kiss and a punch. Well, when I met her, she was hosting the Gay Awards, the after party. And my friend Lorena wanted me to meet you. She's like, you have to meet Skye. This was 100 years ago, I feel now. Gosh, it's so crazy.
Lorena from Fantasy.
We love
We
Lorena
love
from Fantasy.
Known her forever, noses ago. And so I go there and I sing the song, and I'm, this is my first big outing. It's a singer in Vegas, and you were so nice to me. But she goes, I have an idea. Yeah, but she knows. I have an idea. I got something for you. I need you. But she was looking like she was struggling remembering my name. She just met me, so it's not like I thought she remembered it. And she was like, I gotta. Yeah, I could use you. And I went, Jason, I know your name. You can tell me your name. I know your name. I mean, it was like that moment. I was like, oh, okay. I was just. Stuck ever since.
And you've been together forever.
Forever.
Longer than 10 now. It's gone.
Yeah, it's been longer than 10.
Yeah, because you guys were close
when
I met
She
you.
hired me for her Midnight Skye show. It was my first professional gig in Vegas, besides Phil Flowers.
Was Midnight Skye?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I had a nice guy playing at Hollywood.
Yes, she did. And it was a phenomenon.
It was.
It was.
I mean, well, I think that's what's so nice about the two of us, the three of us, the two of you. I feel like 10 years later, life has taken us so many different directions. And listen, I wanted to do this holiday edition with you both because obviously you are my family. And I take that very seriously. If people know that, it's not, I make it very clear. You're not my play mom.
Yeah,
you're not my,
mom.
You were there when my niece was born. We've done big life events together. Amazing moments, devastating moments.
Right.
And I feel like the holidays often get past us because we're entertainers and we're working and we're singing. But I wanted to do a very special episode, not only because we're so funny, but
Thank you.
more
I wasn't
importantly.
expecting Jason to be here, but
She said, we're so funny.
We're so funny.
We're so funny.
But I feel like the thing that I love most about us was, and only to the comfortability that you want, holidays are very difficult for people that lose family members and it's still quite fresh. and something that I think bonded us, which truly in the most devastating, and the meaning of So Funny It Hurts is in the most devastating of a time, it still might be one of the funniest things that I've ever experienced in my entire life. And it was the death of your mother, Nana, who we love, Nana Carmen. She changed everything for me as well. And she was your everything.
My everything, yes.
But we lost her in 2020. Was it February 2021?
Yep. February 21. And I think
Unexpectedly.
I always have to put that on there because I think people, I laugh because I always say, I always feel like people try to rush you through grief, but they're still crying over Elvis and Frank Sinatra and Biggie. And I'm like, excuse me, that's my mom. You know, we're still like, but think about it. Like
that part.
We have this celebratory thing to
not
people.
Wrong. I never think about it like that.
They do. I'm like, you're
Here's
still
the thing
crying
about
over
Skye.
Tupac
Skye
and Biggie.
has the Skye-isms, and we'll get a few of them.
You're probably gonna
and
get
they
quite a
are
few.
drops of wisdom
Don't try
that
to steal them,
truly,
though.
you're like,
don't
oh
try-
my God,
yeah,
that's
I
so
know. I
true.
see people with isms. I'm like, you did not use that. You didn't even use that, but anyway. But yeah, I'm like, that's been kind of when you talk about hurt or the trauma, is like you feel like you can't talk about stuff sometimes because people just want you to be over it, right? And you're like, but how am I over the person that literally birthed me? But you're still crying, and thinking Elvis has left the building. So I realize people but mostly it comes from their own not being able to
fix it.
And most people just want you to be okay.
Right.
And because they're not okay, they want you to be okay so they can be okay.
Well, it's so funny, and I was thinking, and I want to kind of start from the beginning when we got the call, but I always think it's so funny and such a God thing because when you called me, I had only lost my grandmother a year prior.
Right.
And I was not mentally in a good place. And my nervous system was not regulated. And I actually don't do well with trauma or big news or death at all.
Right.
Like, I'm not the one to show up. I wasn't. In the past, I wasn't.
Right.
Because it scared me. Big emotions scared me. I grew up in a house where it was really traumatic and dramatic. So it's not even of my character, not that I wouldn't have wanted to be, but it is not of my past character that somebody I would love would call me and say, I need you here now. And I'm literally on the first plane right there as fast as I
you
can.
You guys had already planned to be here. I didn't even have to ask. And that's
She
the
didn't
more
ask
the
us.
beauty.
We
I didn't
went.
even ask you. You guys, you and Jason and a couple others were on the phone. You guys had already had your thing deciding who's going to do what, the pillars, which we need are pillars. Or is it pillows? Pillars? No. Oh, I'm just joking. But I just But
There we go.
I think that was the most beautiful thing is that I didn't have to ask, right? And even though I was home with family, the only family I've known, I had another family that understood me in a different way, right? And you guys definitely saved the day or saved the one thing that I asked for. I was like, okay, God, just let me keep my sound mind. I just can't go crazy with it.
Keep your sound mind.
Keep my sound mind.
And your ponytail.
And my ponytail.
Which we
will
be getting into.
And keep my ponytail on, Lord. Well, see, the thing is... well, that's what when people don't realize it was unexpected. I went home. My mom was in the hospital, but I didn't go home to lose my mother.
Right.
Right, so I don't have...
You were there to pick her up.
I didn't have any funeral clothes. I wasn't prepared for,
Mm-hmm.
a send-off, a homecoming. In the middle of COVID...
In the middle of a snowstorm. Mind you, this happened in Missouri. We were in Vegas
That's
when we got the call.
Boonville.
Boonville, Missouri.
And
Ville, Boonville.
We had been checking on you just to say hey, because we knew your mother was coming. We knew Nana was coming home.
Yeah,
it was
coming
a
home
quick
Friday. It was a
hike.
Friday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then you called us and said, she's passed.
It was just the weirdest.
It was the craziest call ever.
It really was.
And truly, like I there's something so important, just to go back to what you said about how you have your family and then you have your chosen family. And there is so much to be said about chosen family because you and I, and this isn't to like boost us, this is to talk about the love that we had for you and the importance of friendship. Yes. We got on the phone. We figured out what flight we were getting onto. We
the
figured
rental
out how
car.
we were going to get there.
Mhm.
And then you and I were on a plane
Out.
the next day.
Yeah,
There
as
was
soon as
no
we could figure it
waiting.
out. How
Mind you, the only two people probably who had jobs still
Yeah.
left their jobs to
Yeah.
come home to come to my home of my life to take care of me.
Right.
They left
mean,
their
we had-
employment.
We had the pillar phone conversation, and but we had already talked that we were going, and then the pillars came together, and you know who you are, and they were like, okay, so is anyone going? And we're like, we got the going. Anyone else wants to come? That's fine, but we got this part. You know, we got some other stuff we need to take care of now too, but we got this. But anyone else wants to come? It's fine.
Right.
So, and remember, we had one other person that might have possibly came, and which wouldn't we welcomed anybody.
Anybody.
But
It ended
we
up
knew
being
they were
perfect,
like,
though.
okay, as long as we know that you're. I remember the pillars going. As long as we know you're going, we're good.
Right.
Now,
Snowstorm, but that was the thing. It was a
We cleared out together.
no, it didn't,
No.
Uncle Jason. Now, let's get into it. So now him and I are on a plane, and we're like, how's this going to go down? I said, Uncle Jason, are you going to...
Are you gonna drive any, Michaela? She goes, I mean, no, I can, but I probably shouldn't. But I can.
I am a Vegas girl.
Girl.
I can't drive when there's no snow, let alone icicles,
And not knowing
snow,
how much snow was down
black
there.
ice. We
Black
get to
ice- oh
the
my
rental.
gosh.
We get off the flight. First of all, we get into Boone. We have to drive
Yeah,
two
'cause
more
we-
hours.
two
Where did
more
we
hours
go?
after
Where
we
did
fly in
we-
Kansas.
Oh, right.
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
This
Which is
ain't Dorothy.
Missouri.
Kansas City.
This ain't the
Kansas
Wizard of
City.
Oz.
We get to our rental car, and there are literal icicles hanging off of it. Icicle. I said, Uncle Jason, there's a video somewhere. I said, Uncle Jason, are you going to drive in this?
Oh, that's
Because
right.
I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, I was like, I got it. I mean, I didn't know what to do either. I mean, I'm from the Midwest, but I ain't lived there I learned to drive when I was 26. Don't you judge me.
I think I was that old too.
Yeah, I don't judge me.
26? What were you doing?
Punishing my parents for getting divorced.
That's another episode. That's a non-holiday
You're gonna, if
episode.
you're not
That's
gonna,
another trauma.
yeah, that's another trauma. Happy holidays, parents.
I was about 23, I think.
Yeah. So anyway, but we did great.
We did great. So we get in the car. You drove us there perfectly,
Laughed.
by the
We had
way.
so much fun.
We didn't realize that when we did get into Boonville, it was a town of 4 people.
Ooh.
And that was
All my cousins.
all of Skye's family lives
The
in
light
Boonville.
skinned and the dark skinned.
Right.
Listen to me. When we walked into that house and they had the
She
ice
fit
and the
in.
stuff, I came right in.
She was
Oh
one
my
of Mick's
God.
cousins.
And push people over to sit beside you. She's like,
Oh, but listen,
that
when
kept
I
going.
say that's not my play, Mama,
no, you don't play. You're not
I
playing.
was not playing.
You're not
But let me
playing.
say something about Skye's family.
I love it.
And it still is amazing because, listen, as much as I'm like, I'm a white bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? I had no business
You're Olive.
walking into. I'm Olive.
You're Olive.
With a beautiful spray
Get that
tone.
Italian.
Okay.
Get
Oh,
that
she's
Italian blood.
thinking. Oh,
Yeah, I'm saying you're all
okay.
Yeah, you're Olive.
Thank you. Thank you.
on a
Okay.
good payday.
Okay.
Oh,
She's my child. Her
Silence.
daddy's.
She can say.
Her dad name is light skin. Whenever I introduce Michaela, like at a gig or something,
They're
like
so
this is my
confused.
daughter. I'm like, you don't even know who her daddy is.
Don't
Just
worry
an
about it.
athlete that left me.
And they believe they're like,
And they believe
oh.
like they really come up. So I'm like, oh yeah.
I'll be places now without Skye, and they go, "How's your mom? How's gigs that we do?" I'm like, "She's great. She'll be here tomorrow night."
It's real.
They're the freaking Judds. I almost got
You can say it.
Yeah, you're like
The Judds.
You're
The
like
Judds.
the
The
Judds.
Judds.
The Judds.
The duds.
We're like the Judds, but
Cuds.
the Judds.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So we get in and we see you. And listen, it was devastating. But the events that proceed to go down
And
in
the
this
characters.
48 hours of mourning, preparing, and giving a homecoming
laugh.
to your mother
Yeah, it
Mama
was.
Carmen.
was unbelievable.
Can't script it.
You can't script it. And what I'd like to
But it would be a great script.
listen to me.
All my male cousins and girl cousins were in love with Michaela, so I had to tell all the guys she has a girlfriend.
All right. There was a couple of girls.
I thought you were going to say she's family. She's like, she has a girlfriend.
And it's my child. I tell them that too, but they didn't care.
They don't care. Ancestors didn't vote.
I did not get that kind of treatment.
They loved you, Uncle
Well, no, they
Jason.
loved me, but nobody wanted me.
Well, listen.
That was at the other side of the river.
Okay, well, they would have. They did when we drove 30 miles for the crown.
No, I will tell you this.
Well, you guys walked into fried chicken and
we came into, and I
Oh, we
remember
ate.
one of the aunties saying, "Oh my gosh, we're just so happy you're here, just even for us."
Oh, the family was loved.
Because we had changed that dynamic, because it was, it was so much family, and just immediate, that when we came in and with our, I guess, energy, we'll call it energy, it kind of changed it up, enlightened. Yeah. I felt it when we walked in the door. It felt lighter, just that moment.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I think that's because truly, there's something about comedy and humor. We were also removed from the situation enough that we could come in, and it was.
We knew what we had to do.
It ended up being the first experience that we had with all of the family was when we had to go to the viewing.
Yes, the big
viewing, and I will say this about my mother: she is an entertainer to the end, and she wanted everything to be perfect for her mother. And the first experience was us walking to view Nana, and she looked at her mother's face with all of the aunts behind her, and she said, "No, I don't like that lipstick."
That lipstick was not the one.
And then,
where is the lipstick that I bought? And the aunties were like, "I don't know. It was supposed to be in the bag that was delivered here earlier." So for about 15 minutes, we was fussing and fighting about the lipstick that was. I had bought the lipstick.
I did because my mom liked to wear a darker shade of lipstick. Now, the funeral home, the May funeral home, they've been in our family, so they did a great job. But my cousin, my mom's niece, who did a great job, she put the makeup on. But I was specific about
this lipstick. Okay, well, now, as she's as protective of her mother, I am equally as protective as my mother. So when I start to panic.
Because you want to fix things.
I want to fix it. So I said.
We found it. We found something.
I'll do her makeup.
I'll do her makeup. That's what she said.
I don't know if you remember.
I'll
do her lipstick.
I said, I'll do her lipstick.
And it came out so fast. And Skye's like, "Oh, you will?" And you're like, "Of course, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of the lipstick. You find the lipstick, we'll get the lipstick. I'll put the lipstick on her." And so I was just like, because what they don't know is that before this we went to see it, the body, this one, Michaela is like, "I don't know how I'm going to do looking at this person in a coffin. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I never saw a body before.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
I never did an open casket.
Like, we're going to just breathe. We're going to make it through.
Well, you wouldn't know because she was clapping all over.
Listen.
When we got the lipstick.
And
Johanny did an amazing job. We just had the wrong lipstick.
Listen, you did an amazing job.
Yes, she looked great.
She did. Good. So then I look at Uncle Jason. I said, "Did I just say I was going to do her?"
Like,
he said, "What did you just do?"
I don't know what you're going to. What are you going to do? And she's like, "I want to do it. I guess I got."
So imagine
the fact that
her.
many times you kept saying, that kind of stutter.
She's
talk.
petite. She's tiny, and the
box is big.
The box is big, and it's lifted up. It's literally like she climbed inside. She climbed inside, and she's changing my mom's lipstick.
But I need you to understand that not only do I climb in the casket to put this lipstick on, also my Nana, I loved Nana. So I'm just trying to be like, "I love you. I want you to look beautiful." I've got Skye right here inspecting it. I've got all of Nana's sisters on this side, nieces. I've got you on this side, and I'm like this. Okay. It's coming out, okay?
Them teeth.
And then Skye was like this.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was it. That was the lipstick.
Yep.
And she did look beautiful.
She did.
Yep.
And then what proceeds to happen? It gets wild. Oh,
sorry.
Nana?
I thought I turned that off.
That's not me.
That was not. I thought I turned that
listen,
off.
they say that when spirit is trying to communicate, they'll communicate through text.
Oh, is that Nana?
Hi, Mama. We love you. We miss you.
Hi, Nana, love you.
And I'm going to turn you off.
Okay, now for people that have never, because I never have, I want you to like break it down. I've never, because Nana was also a pastor,
A minister, yes.
a minister,
Of a
black church.
there it
We're
is.
black church.
Okay.
And we're black.
So, and if you haven't,
Boomville
and
Black.
if you've never been to a black church or a black funeral, you don't know what you're missing.
you don't know what you're missing, and you don't know what to expect,
If
baby.
you've never been.
What you do is wear panties if you're on the front row.
Well, you
Michaela
definitely wear a
Gordon.
dress longer than your thigh.
Yeah, she came in looking like, you know, when you watch
with this
like the
with this coat she refused to take
trampy
off.
girlfriend.
She was sweating and shit. It was just like, I can't take this off.
She had
I was like,
it was beautiful blue velvet.
It was gorgeous.
dress, but it was definitely
Inappropriate.
The wild cousin coming home.
It was the wild cousin.
it's like, yeah, and on
in the
every
soul food,
movie,
right, every movie.
black movie with Christmas, holiday Christmas.
But she
here
wasn't the
comes
only one
Christmas.
because my cousin
Danielle
was like the gangster girl.
She
With her
looked
cleavage
like
out. She had her pink fur
Wait,
coat
oh
on.
my God, listen to me. We'll talk about Danielle because
We had
Yes, you
so
know.
many characters.
we
in that.
had, so we walk into the black church, we walk into,
Yes.
and we,
Well, let's just say this because we're in the middle of COVID. This is very therapeutic for me today.
please,
Because-
this
Yeah,
is your
No, I'm
story.
just saying, just being holidays.
Yes.
And find the laughter and the point
Yes,
for the loss.
please. There's a lot to laugh about.
So it was during COVID, so nobody's really assembling anywhere. So we had her church, the church that I grew up in. I went to go look at the church for something, and their roof was caving in. So we
That's right.
Uh-huh.
so we couldn't have
And at their place.
there. And I'm
Yeah.
like, we're having this funeral. I'm not just walking away from my mom like we're gonna have a funeral somewhere. So we got this other church, which was like more of a Caucasian white. I mean, I think they're mixed, but congregation. But they were blessed enough to bless us to have
Yes.
this funeral.
I forgot about that.
So we walk in, and Michaela's with me, like a child would be with their mother.
Well,
Like, you guys have to understand that we don't play. So,
It's-
like a child would be with her mother. We're not seeing
I will say
outfit,
that was the-
style, color.
Right.
No.
We're
I
just
will say that even for me, knowing your dynamic, and I knew you as the mama daughter, entertainers. You know what I mean?
Right.
As close as we are, I didn't realize how deep you took that mama until we are like, so I'm always trying to keep Michaela beside me and so figure this out. And we're just gonna, and then it came time for the procession to walk in, and Michaela just beeline straight to the front and sat. I mean, like we're like, Michaela, and I was like, oh, you sat right. I mean, you squeezed into that pew.
You sat
right-
between me and my dad, I think.
Yes, I
didn't you?
did.
Yes, you did. And I was sitting. I had a whole space, a row.
And then Andrew was my best friend.
Andrew
on
was
the
right
side.
next to you.
I was
Uh-huh.
like here, and then it was like I was an aisle apart, and I was like,
You were an aisle apart.
aisle apart.
You were like,
I thought I was going to be sitting with you, so I would have somebody with me. But she's like, no. And she's like,
So
so
the-
that proved it to
Yeah,
me.
so we had so I had two cousins that were the security. It was like, and they did amazing. They did an amazing job of being very protective, out of love. But it was like Men in Black. It wasn't like Men in Black.
it was like
They
Well, I
were
thought
not.
we were talking about
men
the president
in
or something. Like we were
fucking
like putting
black.
like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like they.
This was deep. That
Listen
was-
to me. When it came to burying Nana, they were security. They were the pallbearers.
Who do they think they was gonna walk up in there?
They were not playing. My cousin Bobby, I can't remember who the other person was, but I know it was my cousin Bobby. And he was not playing. You could not get past a certain line. And then I had my cousin Michelle, who I was actually named after. Her name is Michelle
my
Denise.
God.
I'm Denise Michelle.
Let me see this.
And
Is
she,
this the one that went up there? To
she's
see?
one
Yes.
that cussed everybody out.
Now,
pretty much.
please explain to
In
me.
a-
Gosh, it was
We're
unbelievable.
after dealing with the Men in Black. We have now sat down, and your cousin Michelle.
Everybody has 2 minutes, remember. Everybody has
All
2 minutes to
2
speak.
minutes.
About this.
And she decided to let everybody have it.
Have it. have it.
She let for clarity,
Wow.
she felt that your mother had been disrespected in that
In the
congregation.
church,
Right.
yes.
And so when she stood up to give her words, she looked directly at the congregation
And the
Ministers,
and for
the
10
pastors,
minutes,
let them have it.
she let them
Let them have it.
have it.
Classy. It was very
Classy.
Claire Huxtable, very
was
Felicia
very-
Rashad, very Claire Huxtable kind of way. But you knew who was getting hit. You was getting hit.
You were getting
You
hit.
was
Now,
getting
mind you,
kidney
I've
punches.
never been to anything like
Michaela's
this.
No,
like-
nor have
And I was like-
don't. You weren't.
Okay, neither.
Michael
okay,
Jackson. You.
okay.
I was like, ooh, we just letting it out
But
right now on the
also-
altar.
If
Right.
that wasn't a TED Talk, bitch, I left feeling so inspired. I said, if she can talk to a congregation on behalf of her
Ooh.
favorite aunt like
That's
that,
your ride and die. Right
I
there,
will
boy.
never keep my mouth shut again.
Not at
It
the
was
co-
incredible.
And a visiting church too. She was like, "I'm gonna let y'all have it in
In the
a
visiting
visiting
church.
church."
She
Yeah,
did.
yes,
She
I
did.
will.
Because my mom was also a substance abuse counselor and worked for the community. So she worked,
Ooh, she
ministered in
nailed them
church,
people.
and then she worked with substance abuse patients on an out care
Yeah.
thing, and was a community leader. So, and she was just, I mean, people like us, you know, you don't get your respect or your flowers or
Right.
a cold drink of water, as they say in the Bible. You're the prophet. So it was taken advantage of. Wasn't really. It's weird because even I saw my mom for the very first time as a rock star. Here I've been thinking I'm the one doing all this like Hollywood stuff, and really she was the rock star.
Yeah.
And I knew that when I heard how people talk. I knew it, but you don't really know it until that they're removed from your space. So when we're and Michaela loves to tell the story, so I'm just going to start to tell the story. So when we were leaving,
First of all, you weren't leaving.
We
Then
weren't leaving.
you give your amazing speech
yeah.
about your mother, and it is beautiful.
And I didn't sing. I'm gonna let everybody know. I didn't sing because my mama didn't have me on the list to sing. Okay. And I thought about I kept thinking, I might sing, and all I could hear is like, I didn't ask you to sing at my funeral. I could hear her
Not
like,
your turn.
I didn't ask you. And she had the list that she had was
Not your turn.
what she's had for years. So it's not like she just
Forgot.
forgot. Like she
Right.
just never had me down.
Right.
And I was literally like, I heard it. I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you to sing at my funeral.
No. So you get up there.
Especially not in that yellow. Not in that blue dress because she wanted the yellow. She wanted Eddie dress. Remember we had the dress issue.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the dress issue.
Yeah, someone got fired for a little bit for that.
Yeah, someone did get fired for that because they forgot to send her dress the right dress.
They said it all time.
Listen, but that blue looked beautiful
That
on
blue
you.
looked-
Yeah,
Hot.
I wanted to wear
Hot.
yellow, but it might have.
It would have taken
her.
away.
It would have taken away. I was doing.
We knew,
Too much. Yep.
as usual.
Yep.
But-
And Michaela
And
was
so-
already doing too much, so we couldn't have too
Too-
much.
yeah, 'cause-
So now we're
had a
ending
beautiful yellow
this
sparkle
beautiful homecoming.
Homecoming. Yeah.
So I didn't know this.
Oh, you had never seen this before.
I'd never seen this before, only in movies.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, all of this to say it's all going to come full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Skye goes up to say beautiful words about her mother. And I am prepared for anything.
Yes.
I'm not even crying.
We had already had a little preview of what could have happened just when we went to go visit
Right.
the first time.
Right. So we knew what to do. We had a
We
job,
knew
and the job was
just in
going to get
case.
done.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Skye
Yeah.
starts crying
Yeah.
and starts touching her mom.
Yeah.
You didn't throw yourself in the casket,
No.
but you were on the casket.
She was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ooh.
I don't know where I thought that was an appropriate time for me to step in.
right now.
Mind you, when you have the men in black, your best friend, your father, the other black people that you've grown up
Brother.
with,
My ex-boyfriend.
your
showed up.
ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Your
holding nobody
father.
I,
He came from the back.
he came from the
He
back.
did.
Yes, he did with that limp. Just had
Yeah.
surgery.
Took time.
Took him a minute.
Y'all get out.
It was
from
the
ya.
funeral was over, but he made his way.
I'm coming.
They have this
It's been a year.
podcast. This podcast
Should have
will be
been there.
shown in Missouri.
So she starts crying.
Yeah,
The two men in black grab her.
Well, because she's falling.
Well,
'Cause
no,
you're-
what happened was,
she's starting to.
by now, it's like,
Yeah. She
like
was
it's
weak.
the spirit
Yeah.
or I'm overheated. It's a combination of
It's
everything.
everything.
Of all the things.
So
but I see you start going to the ground.
Yes.
So
And I'm there for a little bit.
I'm on my aisle. I'm on my aisle.
You're the aisle away.
Right. And then I come out, like anybody knows, like if you catch the Holy Spirit or probably
See,
even
I didn't know about catching the Holy
right,
Spirit.
or overwhelmed, or because I don't remember what the combination of it was. It was
The
it was
things.
getting high, whatever. And then I'm like, so Michaela, so they're closing it, like
They're closing.
they're closing in. It's like I can't.
Because they already knew. Because the black churches know that this is a possibility, so they always kind of have on deck.
On deck, just in case you pass out.
Okay, but I didn't know that.
No, you didn't.
And
So
they didn't show the
Michaela
movie.
is yelling and cussing at the people. Get off my mom.
Well,
Get-
but by this time, Scott, you had fallen and could get up, right? And she had fallen with you.
Well, I didn't know what was going on.
But I didn't have those underwear on.
eh? And then, so what you had passed out, and she's trying to, and y'all both on the ground, and Michaela's trying to close her legs,
she's
and they're trying to, help her.
Right, they're trying to help me, and she's fussing at them.
She is, Michaela was
Because they had her arm.
They did have it.
And I thought they were hurting her. So I said, "You didn't know!
This is all on
Get
film.
off my
It
mom!"
was so
And then that kind of brings me out.
much.
And I said, Michaela.
Then she looks at me. I said,
Yeah, but
"Get
not
off
like
my mom!"
not like you do with the volume that you did it in, because that's what's so important about this moment. This is so important because I was like, she did what? Because all this grief, but the showgirl must go on.
The showgirl must go on. I'm crying.
Yes.
I'm so upset trying to take their hands off her. And she
And I
looks
can
at
start to
me.
hear all this going on.
It was a lot.
And
going
this, she stops crying and she looks at me. And she goes,
on. Looks up.
this bitch looks at me. And she says,
Because I'm out of it by now. There's so much going. It's like so much going on.
God.
she was so over it.
She was over.
She goes like this. Do not let my ponytail fall off. Do not let my ponytail
She
fall
is
off.
on
Because
the
somebody's-
ground, y'all. She is on the ground. Scott, my little Michaela, she is trying to hold
right.
her and keep
And- but
her
they're
legs
stepping
closed.
on
my legs
closed. But by now, with all the get off my mom and the stepping up, I start to feel this pressure on my pony. I ain't that out of the spirit. I'm like, this ponytail come off. It's a whole like.
It's a whole new
The
dynamic
way
of it.
she got so serious with all of the hullabaloo, she
All of
said,
it.
do not let my ponytail fall off. And I went,
What? Repeated it.
and I'm telling you, it took us out.
I was an aisle
over.
away,
party,
so
I
The sea parted, the men in black got off.
Mm.
And then to end it, this beautiful, beautiful ceremony,
It was beautiful.
they start playing this music. And I remembered these notes.
Right.
Now, I have to make it very clear, among all the things that my mother has taught me,
Okay.
my mother taught me about worship music.
Yes.
Particularly Tamala Man. And we
Yes.
would
Tamala Man.
listen. Oh my God, I love Tamala Man. I got catfished by Tamala Man. And I was devastated. I did. It was devastating.
that's another one.
And Skye was the one who caught the catfish. Thank God I didn't send the money. Skye in our dressing rooms will send me, even to this day, she'll send me songs. All worship music. And I loved it. She brought me back to God. She brought me back to worship. I mean, truly, all of these things I equate to her. So this is years later. And now we're sitting at this funeral and I hear these notes and I go, because
not
I
her
so
concert.
deeply want to
She loved
relate
this song though. She loved
to
this song.
anybody.
Too.
I said, is this? It was so bad.
It changed,
I
wasn't
said,
it?
is this change me? And she goes, it's not. And I go, okay. And then we are sitting there,
Because they never
and
sang
she
it.
goes, okay, I need to go thank the praise team. And I go, okay, I'm not leaving her side. You'll catch me nowhere. I'm on her body.
Velcro.
We walk up to the praise team and she thanks them. And I just want one moment to let them know I'm down. And I went like this.
Songs.
Were those the notes? Were those the notes to change me? And she goes, they weren't the notes.
Oh.
And I go, okay, Tamala man, it was. And she goes, go eat. Go eat. Go eat. And that was it. Go eat. Go eat.
But he's still talking, and it was the song.
It was the song.
I don't know this story.
Because it was another chapter in the whole.
It was a mess. So
he was wrong.
I was wrong. What was she going to do? It's not an A and B selection from Michaela.
But you know when white people want to prove that they really are down?
Like, I got it.
And that's why she was reprimanding me, because she's like, I know what you're doing. You already led the whole funeral.
You're already sitting in the front row.
You already caught
her
me.
from her father.
I know. Poor Andrea, her best friend of a lifetime. I was like, I've got this.
Right.
Oh, my God.
I've got
you really
her.
were like that.
I really was. I
that's
went crazy.
The power of, that's the I think the part of God that people don't really understand, that He gave us laughter and joy, and even in the middle of like your greatest grief, or
tears.
like when your grandmother passed, like you got her glamour shots, we find.
Yeah, you got to remember the good stuff too. And plus,
it
in the truth, your mom she probably was howling.
All about y'all. Like, y'all done came to.
Lord,
Like, because I think about want to wear that yellow dress. Like, no, why? It was a little much. That's why I didn't.
But do you remember, and listen, again, it's the power of friendship, because we didn't even think about it. You said to Jason, I want her in a crown. The way that you said about the pony, you said at 10 p.m. at night, I want her in a crown.
Did we go get it?
And you went to go get it.
Did we go get it? What do you mean? We woke up the next morning and drove 30 miles to Columbia.
That's right.
And we went to the mall.
We got our crown and used some hazel eyes.
Why did we get her contacts?
Some hazel eyes.
So also for context, whenever we have a big event, we like to put contacts in.
Y'all
New
two
Year's,
are
anything,
nuts.
whatever.
Did I wear
So
some that day?
you didn't wear.
Yes.
Did she wear them that
Yes,
night?
she did.
Oh, yes, she
Okay.
did.
My mom liked a good contact. I wish I could have got her a better crown.
So we're like, get her, find her something, get her a crown, and then we had to get maybe a polish, maybe
We had to get her shoes.
and then you're like, and then so we're walking around, and then Michaela sees this contact, color contact station, and she goes, "Oh, Mama loves a good color contact. Maybe I should ask her if she wants some." And I was like, Michaela, let's prioritize. We don't need. And she said, Jason, no, she loves. Hold on, just let me call her real quick. And I was like, Skye is not going to want
In all this woman's grief.
all this. I mean, this is we're talking about
The funeral day.
Yeah, and she goes.
Oh, y'all did go that morning.
And she goes, "Hey, Mama, so I saw some color contacts, some hazel contact. Would you want some?" And I was just waiting for Skye to be like, "Girl, why are you bothering me with the color? I don't need, if there's a hazel in there, yeah, I wouldn't mind a hazel."
My mom liked a good
hang up the phone.
contact, a
Hang
good
up the phone.
contact. So I
Hang it
wanted to
up.
go as.
Hang on the phone.
No, listen, but you got to
And
remember.
again, just like your damn, is this Tamala man? No, she looked at me like,
I did. I said, should
I know her
say
better than
something?
number one.
Right. But you have to remember, like, I didn't go home with any clothes.
Yeah.
Did I wear something of her? I don't even think.
No.
You got a dress sent to you. You ended up having a dress. It just wasn't the yellow
that's right.
one.
Oh, 'cause the yellow one was.
The yellow one was en route at the in the house.
Over on the overnight route.
Yeah, on the overnight
that was
route.
4
Yeah,
days
that's right.
later.
4
That was
days later.
gone.
Oh my God.
And she
So
did get
weak.
fired for that.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did get fired.
Yeah.
She came back.
No, on hold. She's back.
She's
I
back.
love her.
It's
She
been 2
meant
years.
well.
She's allowed to come back.
She's allowed to come back.
So this is a good laugh today.
Yes, we had.
Listen, it's because I feel like this is really such a sentimental time for a lot of people, and something that doesn't always get talked about. We talk about the holidays, but there is a grief, there is a hole, there is a missing that people feel when they've lost somebody that they love, their mother, their father, their brother, their best friend. I mean, people that play such a huge role in their lives. And your mother played such a big role in all of our lives. We knew her. We loved her. Listen, there's one video. I don't know where this video, I'll send it. It is my favorite video of Nana. We did a road trip to LA and we stopped at the gas station.
And she stuffed in some toilet paper or something.
And we stopped at the gas station. We all get in the car. I do a selfie video. I say, "Hi, Nana. How you doing?" And she goes, "I got toilet paper on my shoe." I'm going to find it. I'm going to post it. But she was so supportive and loving, and she loved you so much. And the way that you love us is the way that she loved you. And I feel like everybody.
Like, I didn't even know she hated. Jason knew things about. I didn't know that she hated where I lived.
She hated where. Well, it's kind of hard. It was kind of hard that it was a surprise, but she hated that crack
with the spiral staircase.
Yes, across the street from the crack den, where Skye and I have literally like shut the door quick and sit down.
But you know what? Speaking of crack den, I would like to get a Skyeism from you because you know what's true too that I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit for, and what we ended up realizing a little bit ahead of you was that not only did you lose your mother that week, you lost your job and you lost where you lived. All unforeseen circumstances, all that were not under your control. And at the time, you know, they say like there's 7 things that can happen in your life that can completely take you out if just one of them happen. A move across country or a death or a loss of a job. And you really experienced not only the horrific death and surprising death of your mom, but the loss of job and a place to live. It'll be 2 years in February. Then that's happened.
3. And my dad got sick. You remember when I went back I had to clean her home out?
Oh, that was right.
My dad was on his.
And you were like, please, I can't. I remember that.
And then move it, and you know what really was all of those things, but when it all really hit me is when I don't even know if anything has really, really hit me, but I remember a hard hit was when I went to clean out the dressing room at Rose Rabbit Lie. Because it was like the last thing out of all those things, because I had to clean out my mom's house. I had to clean out my house. I had to put stuff in storage. Then I had 7 years in this one spot.
A showroom.
Basically, yeah. And I was like, wow, all these things that are over or done. And when you clean out, all those, all these emotions. Like my mom hung out in the dressing room. You know what I'm saying? She gifted you guys things, like she was part of the family even back there. So, yeah, when you can like even find the laughter of today or just, like I said, I didn't want to lose my mind. And I thank both of you because you were everything to me then. You're everything to me now. And Michaela crawled in the bed.
Yes, she did. I had to go. Yes, she
scratched
did.
My back.
That night before the funeral.
And it was.
Do you remember why I remember that?
Because we didn't.
Because you didn't come home. And so I had to download into your devastation of an overnight room. I had to go and get your stuff and get ready.
Oh my God, that's right. We got our hotel rooms and I didn't go home that night because I stayed in the bed with you and scratched your back.
And so you're like, Jace,
and you had to go pack up all my stuff.
And I was like,
it was a hot minute.
It was one day. It was one day.
I had a dressing room with her, I know.
I had to use that dressing room one day as a switch. And
it was a mess. It was
I couldn't. I was like, Michaela, this is not fair. I was like, like a kid. You're like, that's not fair that I had to clean you made that. It was a mess.
It was
Michaela.
A mess.
It was one day.
It was a mess.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
a mess.
But thank God for laughter and tears and a little plug. We are doing Carmen's Love
This is what
Lunch.
I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about this. But before we talk about this, I want to ask you, for our listeners, for ourselves, for people, you really did get hit with a lot of loss, a lot of grief. But here you are still very much standing, very much still going. And listen, people don't know the day-to-day or what it looks like. Like, what is your advice for people that are experiencing such an extreme amount of grief or loss right now?
one, I mean, if it's God and having, and listen, other people prayed for me. Okay, so surrendering to what you cannot even deal with anymore. I was thinking the other day how when I had those gigs after she passed, and I would lay in the bed and I would be paralyzed in my body, and I would scream out, "Jesus, help me, because I didn't want to go to work, but I had 4 of the people that needed a job." And my mother had, for those who believe, had visited a friend of mine and told her to tell me I won't be able to grieve with everybody, that I had to be strong. And I just took that, and it doesn't mean, and I still haven't, you know what I'm saying? But when you know that your loved one wouldn't want you, listen, I struggle. There's no look for it. So something that comedian said, your friends who have lost somebody, especially a mother or a spouse or a child, they're not okay.
They're not okay.
No, we're not okay. At the same time, I'm okay because I have God and I have friends and people that love me. And I have a mother that rooted me in strength. I have a responsibility. You kind of like get past the card. And one day I was like, oh, I'm a mom now. You know what I'm saying? I had not an age thing, but I'm like her now. I'm the person that people call. And I always, but I would tell anybody to be okay with what you're feeling and don't let other people guilt you into be
A time limit.
okay or a time limit. And to let people love you.
And help you.
Which was hard for me.
Yes, it was.
It was very hard for me.
I'm really proud of you though, because you accepted the help in such a nature where you like to run the show.
It was a very like, okay. It was never like, it was like, okay. And
which
that was
not a norm for
that
me.
is not
At all.
normal.
Right. So I would tell them to, if you don't know God, reach out to him. But let people love you and let them help you. And don't get, I had to get mad for people who don't understand. I had to work through that.
That part.
That's a good one.
Because they don't know. Because think about how many times the people have lost. And I'd be like, how you feel? Are you okay? Like, that's all. We're not trained in this.
Because there's no manual.
I think that's such an important thing because I think that I've often gotten mad at people for not understanding my circumstances and not showing me the adequate support when truly they just don't know. Like you don't.
They only can handle
can't be
or
mad.
respond to what they can.
Their nervous systems can do.
Can handle. So.
And most of the girlfriends that I had, majority in my life, were women who didn't have their mother. Mothers had already passed.
Yeah, I remember this now.
Or didn't have good relationships with their mother. So I always shared. My mom was a mother to everybody. But when I lost mom, I was like, oh, this is what it was for. I never, because they had just was living their life. So they, you don't see them in grief, or they lost their mother at 11 or 19 or 20. And our good friend LaShonda, who lost her mother like at 19, she was, it's like a club. It's a club you don't want to be a part of. An Elise. But they really, especially LaShonda, like, when she told me, girl, I still cry for my mom, I knew I wasn't doing anything bad. I wasn't in a bad place. Because if she's lost her mom for 25 years and still cries,
still grieving,
then I'm in a good place. I'm okay. I can cry. I can get mad. I've been mad at God. I've been mad at, I'm like, Lord, I had a list of people that could have went way before she went. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think like that. Like, you take this angel, you think like that.
And that's and again, it's so human,
Yeah,
I mean, especially when no losses. I mean, my mom lost her mom. Grandma was 94, and my mom is like, I just have, it's the okay. Are you okay? But it's like, I worry about her just because that was her, what Mama Carmen was to Skye.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and I see it. And I think, honest to bets, what happened with you has prepped me to be more stable for my mom. You know what I mean? I've taken the lessons of what happened, and I'm applying it to my mom. And because I knew and my dad had that relationship with his mother too, so I was very prepared. And but my mom's like,
But to your credit, also, because I was going to ask you too, like you're such a stable, loving human being. You're so kind, and even in the moments where I felt like I didn't really know what to do, the calming presence that you brought, the very quick to fix it, but not overly fix it.
Yeah.
It was, you just were there to let me stand beside her, even if you wanted to stand beside her. The fact of stepping aside for the greater of whatever and being there, that's also such a special kind of human being and a friend that I think people need.
And he stepped in and sung at my mother's funeral. Thank you.
Yes, you did, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And you had a beautiful way of making literally nothing about you. And
thank you.
we live in a society, including myself, everything's about us.
But we're
it's a
entertainers.
credit. Yeah, but you're not like that. It's such a credit to you and who you are and your
Right.
character.
Thank you very much. Well, the truth is, yes, I do think that I might have, a gift. How you talk about we have this gift of song. I in my older age of 30 something, I have realized that he got good aim. Don't worry, if he hits me, he'll hit me. He might take I'll chase though. You let it happen. But anyway, the point is that I think that that's been a gift of mine. Is that I realize that I am always been a good ear for my people, a shoulder. Maybe sometimes I'm not the best at sharing. I've become too strong at times because I'm very empathetic, and I think that's my mutant power. But the
Power
family,
Rangers?
Power Rangers. It's
Oh,
X-Men.
turtles. Great.
It's Ninja
Turtle.
Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
You're the one wearing the turtle. I'm not turtle.
What was it? That's X-Men?
X-Men.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was Ninja Turtles to Mutant.
Mutant Turtles.
Ninja
Teenage
Mutant-
Mutant
Y'all
Ninja-
can't go
Ninja-
to the X-Men first before y'all go to the Ninja Mutant Turtles?
I didn't. My mother didn't let me watch those.
And neither did mine.
That was a babysitter. That was our babysitter. But anyway, the thing about Skye and what I'm learning about you and seeing you do, and it's amazing. Skye is always, when I met her, she's very much a phoenix. And I've said this many, many, many times, is that, so this is not the first time when you were with us that she has lost something more than once. Like when we met, she lost 2 jobs in one night. Skye never does anything small.
No.
It's never small. She can't even get fired small. It's got to be like she didn't get the subtle email like I did in the comedy.
I got a
line.
whole write up in the paper.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, well, you're gonna rise from this, and from the first time from Tropicana and 1923. And then she came back bigger and better, and she had all this other stuff and Rose Rabbit. And 3 months, it was her birthday. You got that job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, I gotta go. Boom, she got this job. She left, and then next thing, 7 years later, you were there at Rose Rabbit, transforming it even. And then when this thing happened, now I knew that this was gonna be a little bit more. We needed to pull the team. We got to pull a team in of amazing people that love Skye like no one loves her. You know what I mean? In their own way. It was easy. You, me, Lily, Perico, Michelle. It was
Tanya.
Mm-hmm. It was simple. We knew who we had to get. And the stuff that I knew, I think that God said, Jason, you can go because you're going to need that. They're going to need that calm.
Right.
And they're going to need Michaela to go because they're going to need that joy and that silliness that we often bring. They're going to need these things. You also have gone through your share of things in your career and life, and yet you still keep rising and like a phoenix on fire. You keep coming up.
And you're at the place now,
And it's amazing,
where,
Michaela.
Where,
This is
where we look up. I look up
to you. And we're sitting up here going like,
no, I do.
And I know you're. What, I think you're 29 then, if I'm 35.
24.
24. And
40.
I mean, you're...
Yeah, 39.
She's been 39 so damn long.
I've been 39 for a lot of years.
And But it is, Michaela. It's amazing. It's a credit, and it is. Skye came into my life when I needed her because I was just now going out into the career world of performing in Vegas, and somehow the energies God brought me to meet her, and my career has forever changed since then. Boom. Yes, you had. I remember you from American Idol. I completely remember you from that. And I even remember you after you didn't make it, but you got to be the interviewers for all the pre-shows. You were always on television. What'd she say?
She lost to Carrie Underwood.
Do you understand that everywhere she introduces me, everywhere, doesn't matter. She'll go, this is my daughter. She's so beautiful. That's my baby. Don't ask me who her father is. I don't know. She was on American Idol and she lost to Carrie Underwood, Michaela Gordon. That's my intro everywhere.
That's hard.
And they go like this, ooh, sorry.
We were like, we're not.
I mean, that's a good loss.
It's a good loss.
Yeah, we love her.
But I know more about you than, Jason does, of course. And like, even.
I mean, you truly know me more than I think anybody does. We've spent so much time.
And a lot of people don't know that how spiritual, not just spiritual, like your walk with God is. They don't know that about you.
That journey.
They see the funny, they see the sexy. They maybe see the relationship that you're in and think that you don't know who God is, but you know who He is. I prayed with you and for you, and you prayed with me and for me. You have, sometimes she does a little bit too much. I'm like, okay, now you're practicing and doing too many different.
In the very beginning of our prayers, when we went back to God, I wanted to pray for our band, and I said, okay, I'm going to pray. And Mama goes, okay, go ahead. I said, now, God, I know when you say there are a lot of people gathered that are not one, and there are many of people that are gathered. And Skye goes, when there are two or more gathered, and I go, and that, okay, you say the prayer.
Gotta get your prayer out.
She's very wise.
Very.
She has, and that's where you have. I think the shift in knowing, like, the student is slowly becoming the teacher. The child is becoming their own adult, and I had my own transformation with that. But one thing you do kind of lose when you're deep in the grief is kind of your discernment, and you kind of just lose your place. Like, not my relationship with God, but just lose your place in who you're choosing around you. Like everything just kind of. Falls to the wayside. Gets blurry. That's a good word. And Michaela, like, I watch her from afar, even when it's things that I like, I pull her coattails still, like, you're doing too much, or like, okay, you can't be practicing crystals, Ramadan, Jesus, Buddha. Like, sometimes she'll have like, I'm trying this week. I'm like, okay.
Sage.
That's why your stomach hurts, I do like but like when you.
But
I'll tell you what.
But she's very wise, and I want people to know that about Michaela. Don't let the beauty and the comedy fool you, because
don't judge that book.
Don't judge it, because she's very powerful. And she's definitely covered, and all the things. She gets a little anxious because we all want to be. We all want to be there, but God is like telling us you are there, because you remember when you prayed when you would have your podcast. Well, now you have it. You know what I'm saying? You remember when you pray, when you'd be on the billboard. Now I've had it twice, but sometimes we're such in a hurry. We're such in a rush. I wish we could have a Christmas spirit all year round.
Isn't that
where
the truth?
People would just slow down and spend that time with one another. But one thing, if I could say anything to anybody on here, if you're listening out there, world,
they are.
Is you do have to slow down, and you got to be in the present, in the now.
Which is so hard to do in this digital age where we have to document and this and that.
And we want we keep thinking like, oh, I want to be there, but there you have to complete the there now. You have to complete this there, because we prayed for this there, even the ups and downs of it. And if you can't get in a space of realizing that, then you never. I think sometimes why we end up repeating so much, because we didn't finish putting the exclamation mark
It's
on
it's
it.
the lazy Susan of lessons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to come back around and come back around
Right.
until you are, and then you think you got it. So it's like, okay, you got it, but let's see. We're just going to slightly change the appearance of it,
See if
but
you
it's
get it now.
still
Still the same, right.
because once you learn it and once you've got it, it doesn't
done.
even bother you. It doesn't. It's not. It's off the Susan because you're going to have another lesson that you have to learn. Right?
Well, listen, I don't want to run out of time.
Yeah.
And we are running out of time, but
Running
we're
out
gonna
of
come
time?
back up. Ah!
This is family bonus.
It is, hello. Did you all
Mom, you gonna rush
understand?
on mama now.
But I want to
Chase.
look how sweet Chase
What-
is.
what-
Chase, have
what's
you been
happening?
enjoying yourselves? Did you learn a lot
I
this
have. Did you learn
learn a lot
this
about the Black Church,
episode?
Chase.
I learned a little bit more every day. I feel like,
Yeah.
Amen.
Okay, y'all don't know this, but he's an incredible opera singer. He goes to school,
Oh,
my thing.
amazing.
and he's
Phenomenal.
phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah.
I want
Dean
incredible.
Gronemeyer, do you know that name?
Who is it?
Dean Gronemeyer. He's not in the school of. He's a.
He's a
percussion.
drummer.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no.
Opera,
no.
drummer. Come
Yeah,
on,
but they use
Jason.
them.
Jason,
Come on, use
He
your...
uses marimba.
Okay.
Next
Wait.
question.
Wait.
Professor
this,
Dean Gronemeyer.
this is coming, it's a little
Yeah,
familiar.
he's
It's coming back to me.
He was the dean of music.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jay,
yeah.
now you're just trying to be his friend.
Anyway, we'll go way back. We'll talk
I'm gonna
about
invite
it.
you to.
I'll
I'm gonna
get
invite
you
you
an
to
A.
sing.
I'll get you an A if you
Do
want.
they have like a spiritual opera?
Yeah,
number you
I
could
sing
do?
spirituals all day.
listen, we
I
should
sing-
invite him.
Yeah, I'll sing spirituals.
I'm gonna invite you to be one of my guests.
Before we go,
Yeah.
this is very important.
Someone
And this
all
was the
different.
Yeah, we
heart.
gotta get to this.
This was
Yeah,
the heart
so
of the
fun.
show. In honor of Nana, who we love so much, something that you've been talking about that I'm so proud of you. I cannot wait for this. I've watched you work endlessly on this next project that you are about to embark on, and I'm telling you, it's going to heal so many people. Tell us about Carmen's Love Brunch.
It's called Carmen's Love Brunch. And
called?
It's called Carmen's Love Brunch. I probably should put "and show" on there because it is a show. It is a gift to my mom and from her, really. I just really want to, people always ask me, Skye, where did you start singing? And it was church. Church is the first place that I learned to sing and perform because if you listen, if you can get the wigs to come off, you've done a great job at the Black church. So I wanted to bring some theatrics and love to a brunch. Like, there's so many different style of brunches out there, but I felt like we're missing some God. We're missing love. We're missing
Soul.
soul. A lot of that.
Come on.
And I wanted just to make so I get this opportunity. It's going to be every Sunday starting January 14th. Damian Costa, who used to be the entertainment director over at Caesars, he had called me. He wanted me to do a few shows at his new place, the Composer's Room on Sahara. You can look it up, the Composer's Room.
It's in convention.
It's in Convention Center. Yeah, over there by the Green Door. Don't be sneaking
and
off,
we'll
but
post it.
saying-
Oh,
Well, the Green Door's over there. We can get some.
But people can know where it is.
Yeah, they know where it is. Y'all know where it is.
There just to see what's happening.
Yeah, it was like
That's a
a
new-
it was
that's
like
a
a
new
haunted
thing.
house when I went one time. But anyway,
I bet.
I wanted. I've been doing gospel brunches over at DW Bistro with
Forever.
Bryce. I do a lot of corporate
I love
ones,
Bryce.
but I wanted. I think we only have one in town, which is at House of Blues, and I just wanted to add to that not environment, but
Yeah, to the glory.
yeah,
and
to the
praise
yeah to the
environment.
yeah
Yes.
the, yeah. I think we all need more love. We all need hope and faith
Yes, we
and
do.
peace and unity, and that's what my mom was really about. She loved everybody. Now, look, she can get nice and she can get nasty sometimes, but she truly
Nasty.
loved everybody. She was
yeah.
nicer than I am, sweeter than I am. I won't say nice because I don't believe in nice, but sweeter than. She was just a sweet woman. So I wanted to bring the concept of soul food and gospel music into one place and have fun with it and make it and see it as a production show as well.
Yeah.
So it starts. It's at 11 o'clock. We start the show at 12:30. I have a wonderful choir. They're going to be called the Love Brunch Choir, but most of them come from the Kingdom City Singers who I already
We all know.
work with. So I'm excited about it. It's just something that it doesn't give me a closure, but it gives me a
Helps her
true
live
honoring.
on.
Yeah, why do
It's
we
like
have to
not
close?
Yes.
closure at all.
I told her the other day, I'm like looking at her, I was like, Mama, you made it to Vegas? Your name is in lights.
Yes, she
You
did.
made it to Vegas. And I could just see like,
Well, Scott, what I love about it too is that you said, and we, learned at her homecoming and everything, how many people would come to your mom's house to talk because she was a
Yes.
counselor. And
Yes,
everything.
yes,
and
yes.
she would have the fried chicken there or the pound
Pound cake and
and they
coffee.
and like you put in the description, you could solve the world's problems over her kitchen, at her kitchen table over her pound cake or fried chicken.
Yeah.
And now you want to bring that.
Bring it to
Listen,
people.
I think just sitting
amazing.
here and our relationship, the three of us, shows the power of friendship, of love, of showing up, the importance of showing up, how it doesn't cost anything just to show up and
But it is
experience that.
so important to do,
Yeah.
or to at least check in.
That's it.
Just to check in. Sometimes we have these schedules.
Chicken or chicken?
Both of them.
Both
You can
of
check
them.
in with chicken.
Check in with
Check in with chicken.
Eat it with a
You might
fork.
have me. You might have me for 2 days.
And eat it with a fork with Jason. Jason likes to eat his chicken with a fork.
I never ate so much
With
chicken in both.
company. With company. But I will tell you this. I love this what we're talking about. This holiday, and you so lovingly bringing us all together for this holiday
Yes.
edition.
I love you. You're my family.
But I was thinking about this because I'm leaving to go do a cruise here tomorrow or tonight, I guess. And I was thinking about all these different faiths and all these different whatever. And you have Happy Hanukkah, you have Merry Christmas, you have Happy Kwanzaa. Everything is happy or merry.
Right.
Happy. And when you said, I wish we could keep this 365, what we need, it's not that, it's that happy and that merry
Right.
and that joy. And that's what we need to do. And I think, at least for every Sunday, you're going to be doing that
yes.
Sunday.
at the
January
Love Brunch
14th.
And everybody's invited
11 to 2.
And show.
once they pay their ticket.
and show. Let's
And
do
that's
that.
on
And
period.
show.
We'll put the website. Listen, I love you. You know what you both mean
I
to
love
me.
you.
Obviously,
She
I
gave me the
can't
wrong
wait.
address,
We'll post. I did give her the wrong address.
Well, did she give you the wrong address?
I gave her my personal address. I thought she was sending me something. I didn't know she was asking for this address last week.
Well, we were
And
waiting on
that's
her.
the end of this episode. We will. We love you. I love you. I love you.
And
I love you. Thank you for
we
doing
need a
this
Christmas
show.
Right this very minute.
Hey, hey, hey. So Funny It Hurts is brought to you by Pacific West Injury Law. Got into an accident? Contact Pacific West Injury Law. Also, there's nothing better for your mental health than a great workout. And our episode is brought to you by Fit Club, the only place to be. It's so funny, it hurts.